Welcome back to Tidy Space. Our build-a-grade living room was lacking a lot of character, so we decided to upgrade it from this to this on a budget and by ourselves. So follow along to see how we did this and everything you need. We stopped by at Home Depot to grab some pine molding. These things are expensive, FYI. And of course, after pine molding, we got some other supplies like paint, brad nails, everything you need. We'll leave a list of everything you might need in the description. Don't forget to tape as much as you can and as neatly and nicely as you can. We dealt with black paint, so that would be a hassle if it kind of got on the places we didn't want it to get to. So make sure you tape as much as you can. Of course, Ty helped with parts I couldn't reach. We went with the Bare Premium Matte Black paint. So of course, give that a good stir before pouring it into your little container. And we went with a ruler for the main spaces. That just kind of ensures a seamless application. For the edges, just kind of use a small brush to go over, I guess it's called cutting the edges. So we did that first before we went over with a roller. This is just the first coat. Doesn't look that great, but it's coming along nicely. So we also chose to paint the molding before actually putting it on the wall. So we're painting the molding here. Work smarter, not harder, honestly. So instead of individually painting each of the molding, we decided to just kind of go over it with the roller. That helps for even application on all of it. Also, there will be no streaks if you're using a roller as opposed to a brush. So we're putting the final coat, I guess the second coat, not the final coat. Still kind of went over it again. We took off the tape and tried to map out the pattern we're going for with tape. So this right here is a Recess TV back-end. So we had them install this during the building process. This just kind of hides all your cables and wires. Here, Ty is just installing the Ethernet cable, so we don't have to rely on the wireless network when we're plugging in the TV. This little box is going to be able to hold things like the Apple TV box and other TV box and cables that you don't want showing. First step is to install the frame, so installing the molding on all four corners of the wall. If we had to do this again, we'd actually buy the molding for the corner as a corner piece. They actually made that way. For the patterns, you do have to cut it at either 45-degree angle or 31-degree angle. We did make sure to do our measurements before cutting. Like I said, these moldings are actually pretty expensive. It's about almost $3 per foot. So yeah, we don't want to waste any wood at all. So Ty did all the measurements and cut it in whatever pattern that we already measured on the wall. So we do the measurements first before cutting. So here we are using our brad nailer to install it. You want to use a brad nailer just because it helps it look a little bit more seamless. You don't need a lot of brad nails, by the way. Just want to, for that kind of molding, we used about 3 brad nails, because the more nails there are, the more work you'd have to do to cover it up. So you also want to be very careful when nailing the molding to the wall, just because you don't want to split the wood. So try to nail it right in the middle of the wood. So we hammered the nails in a little bit more just so it's not bulging, and used DAP to cover the nail. You don't need a lot of DAP just because it dries clear. You're gonna have to sand it. So the tiniest amount of DAP works. We wanted a pop of color, so we went for gold. So we're using the acrylic gold paint to paint some of the molding. Like I said, the DAP dries clear, so be careful with that. Sanding it down will get rid of the shine. A paper towel with soap and water would immediately get any wet paint off of your walls, so that's a good trick to make sure that you're not getting paint everywhere. Sand, 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 and some more finishing touches. Put the final coat of the black and put the gold molding on the wall. We made sure to tape just to make sure we're not getting the gold everywhere. After the final coat of gold, looks perfect. This is what it looks like now. So it's our TV wall, so we're just putting the TV back to where it was before. This recess backing is going to come very handy for a Samsung frame TV if we ever decided to get that. Right back to you. All done. It came out exactly how we wanted it without breaking the bank. This entire wall costs about, I would say, about $170 for material and, of course, your time. So please like, follow, subscribe, share, and let us know what you think about this and if there's any other projects you would like to see. Thanks. Bye.